Call meeting order. Number 2 is public hearing to review 2 draft ordinances. Number 1, needle exchange program, needle disposal sites and medical supervised injection sites. And number 2 is controlled substance facilities ordinance.
As you know, we sent it out to the town attorney for their review. They came back with edits. We've incorporated the changes, and because there was enough changes that were substantive, I thought it best to revisit the public hearing. So we'll start with the needle exchange program, number 1. We had tried to change the ordinance in such a way that we would exclude them from anyone coming into the area, but instead they've limited it to one site that it would be allowed to come into the town. I don't know if anybody in the public has any questions on that needle exchange program. I did print some drafts up here.
So that we can't make an ordinance that they can't come here?
It's illegal.
Can we make an ordinance that is, okay, let them use one parcel of land at the dead end road and in the middle of the woods? Well, it's an ordinance, is that not correct? I mean, I've been listening to Madison and the nightmare that they're going through, and I just am a little concerned that, all right, if we can determine where they're gonna go, let's make it as difficult as possible.
Yep. If there were such a site, then yes, we could probably say that this is the one site that is available. Should you want to come to Anson, you're going here. But outside of that, no, we can't. We could, of course, there's a couple of them. We were allowed to say that no medically supervised injection sites are permitted. However, otherwise we're allowed to have one come in.
One what?
One needle exchange program site or
Okay.
disposal site.
So you could eliminate, this kind of goes in tandem with the other one, that you can say there is no injections, so you could virtually do the other one, they can't inject, is what I'm hearing, correct?
Well, yes, under restrictions, no needle exchange program shall operate within Anson unless licensed by the state Maine Center for Disease Control and Prevention. So that is the only way a needle exchange program can come to town. So they have to jump through that hurdle at the state level. And then the other restriction that is legal and enforceable is that there's no medically supervised injection sites permitted in the town. So that is, we're restricting it as much as legally.
I understand, but if you can restrict it to no injections, I'll bring it up on the next one, the methadone clinic. So why can't we put I would do a little more research on 5 miles from the center of Anson or North Anson. It can't be anywhere near the town. That's,
Put it out
you
so
see,
far.
make sure that the town of Anson owns 5 miles from each village, and it leaves just a little bit of real estate,
Right.
and, to make this as difficult as possible. I mean, I've been listening to Madison, and they got themselves in a pinch now.
It was
They made an
3 miles
ordinance,
out of town,
and now they gotta
have
let 'em come.
problems, and I don't need that.
And now they've got what?
They've got to let them come,
Yeah.
or they're gonna end up in a lawsuit, and we'll be the same way.
Yeah.
So if we do, I'm not ready to vote on anything here yet, but I think we need to get back into the, where they can go, because you can limit where they can go. 5 miles from either one of these towns is gonna put you right out on the,
Sorry,
might not be any
Scott.
power out there, I don't know. But
Makes sense.
it says you're giving them a place to go. Just limit it to,
I think Scoggins ordinance told them that they could go to the business park out there, where the coffee shop is, I think. They designated where they could go.
Yep.
Yeah, well, they have a business.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they have a business.
They do.
Right.
So-
They
So
Not-
we
but not have business
do.
park.
No, you don't.
we don't, but if we can put restrictions on where they can go, 5 miles, well, that's gonna put you, that'll cover 3/4 or 7/8 of the town of Anson. And we can do our best that way.
Hopefully they won't come here, because they're going to us.
Oh, they're gonna-
I'm gonna want it.
We need to cover,
Yeah, I know.
You gotta be proactive, not reactive.
right,
I would think this would go inside like this.
I think it would be, you'd have to, if you tried to do something like that, and say that a 5-mile radius, you need to have a starting point and you need to know, I would think, where that limit is.
I understand that, I mean, you can do that with a GPS in
Yep.
a matter of short period of time, so different than doing the FEMA things.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, Artie can tell us pretty quickly where 5 miles is.
Well, from this bridge to the bridge in North Anson's 5 miles.
Perfect.
And then 5 miles,
And then
Each
5
town.
miles.
5 miles from that village
Exactly, yeah.
around, that'll keep them,
You go 5 miles that way,
Wasn't
crow flies, it's almost an hour's.
wasn't there a comment in the email about, we need to be careful because, we may lock ourselves into zoning?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
So if we start talking that, then we're gonna have to zone
An
where-
area.
an area for them to go to. And if we start that, then we have to zone other things too, was my impression of it.
Right, it could impact.
It was just an email in passing
Yep.
about this.
Right.
Okay, so if we can't do that, why can't we, instead of your 2,000 feet from a school or a church or whatnot, do 5,000 feet?
Well, you can, but I mean, that still puts them, who wants them there? You know,
Well, I was-
5,000, and I agree with you guys 100%, you know, but, I mean, we have to come up with something. So it's,
so I think we need to put more time and effort into it instead of
no, I agree.
rushing.
That's what this is about. That's
Yeah.
what this meeting is about, is talking about this. And, you know, we wanted to see something for the town meeting. We need to get something because we see what's going on in other places.
Exactly, and as long as we're working on it,
Correct.
it may not have to go through this town meeting.
Very possible.
Because, like I said, I don't wanna rush into something that commits us to, oh geez, now they can come, you know?
But they can't, that's the
I
problem.
get it, but if we
They
can
can't.
Allow
We just
restrict
have
it as
to-
much as possible.
As long as we're probably okay, like you said, as long as we are honestly, actively working on it, on an ordinance.
Yep.
So, let's continue to work on it, and the same with the other one. And the other one is the same, right? I mean, we have to do it. And we've given some restrictions, but other than that,
Yeah, but this is just a needle exchange program,
I know.
Yeah.
all right?
Yeah.
Now you have to have it designated, we're gonna go on to it, we have a facility where they can exchange them. You can't just say, go up to a dirt road and that's where you go.
Correct.
There's nothing there,
If it's
so.
gonna be there, then they're gonna build a building.
That's right, that, you're gonna have to build, or somebody's, it's not
Supply
us,
something.
Right.
it's not us that has to provide this needle exchange.
What we're saying, that
Or
what,
have a disposal site, yeah.
if we're saying that it has to be here, then we're saying it's this area in our town is zoned for needle exchange. And if we were cautioned on the zoning part of it, which is,
Yeah, it wasn't
I know very little about zoning, you know, other than I don't like it.
So can we say something to the effect that it has to be voted on, the location has to be voted on and approved by the townspeople?
Well, the ordinance does, and that's what we're working on, is the wording of the ordinance so that it can be brought before the town and.
No, I mean specifically, like the site, say the site comes and says, I want to put one here, that has to be voted on, once they have.
The townspeople.
Correct.
Just vote it down.
As we bring this together, we're gonna have to send it back out to MMA and lawyers
Yes.
and get wording again. Is this sufficient? Is this sufficient? You know, it's gonna cost us time and a little bit of money, and, but if we don't want it, then we're gonna have to, you know. And I understand the reasons for it, and, you know, I feel bad for people, but, we have to watch out for our kids, seniors, you know, so.
And people coming from the clinic driving after they've been injected, like the one.
For that part.
For the other one, not this one.
Right.
Right,
This is just for.
right.
But they generally don't together.
So, right, this would be, this does restrict no exchanges and no medically supervised. So the only thing that they could do would be to operate a needle disposal site. That's all this ordinance
And get
allows
new ones.
is, and I don't think someone's gonna come here just to be able to dispose of needles. If they can't exchange or get medically, you know, injections, I think they'll bypass it. Personally, they do go here.
That's the problem, they go hand in hand. So if you're gonna get one, you're gonna get the other.
Right, yep,
But we think they'd be in the same
Especially
facility.
if you have.
they could. And it was the
But then you have to be
controlled
careful,
substance.
because then you're allowing, then they can say, well, we're in the facility with medical, so now we're allowed to do injections.
Not under our ordinance.
Well, that's what I'm
But
getting
that's
at.
the argument that they can make.
Yeah,
If the ordinance is against the needle exchange in this, but it doesn't go in hand with the
controlled substance.
controlled substance, but in that ordinance, if you can restrict injections or any of the above, we should be able to restrict that in the clinic.
According
You're
to,
saying restrict, say you can't do injections in the clinic?
Correct.
Oh, whatever they do.
Of the needle exchange.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think you're hold up in court.
I don't think
Because
so.
that's the
I don't think
purpose of
we
the
can tell them what to
purpose
do.
of the clinic. And, I know.
I'm looking for every possible,
I hear
I
you,
know.
yeah.
you know, I was listening to her talk and it's like, wow, if you can restrict that, why can't you restrict it?
Yeah.
And we don't allow that in this one.
It's a tough one. It's tough.
So Madison is putting in the needle exchange.
No.
Controlled substance facility.
Now,
Yes.
I just have a question about the controlled substance facility one. Now, is that where it says just the methadone clinic? Is that just methadone, or does that count with all the other drugs too, like Suboxone and, I'm not a drug addict, I don't know.
It would be
The name.
methadone, it's for methadone.
Yeah,
But do we have to be more specific on the drug when you're eliminating them, or, you know what I mean? Do you have to name each drug?
That would come with the permit.
I think whoever opens a facility like that is gonna be covered, because you have to have state permits and everything else. So you have to be.
But shouldn't we have the ordinance to say it, to list them instead of just also called methadone clinics? Because there are also other.
Yes.
Yeah, because they'll
So what is that?
it just says opioid
It's
addiction.
gonna cover them all.
Okay, well, I just want to be sure that we're not just doing one and then they can come in and make
Oh,
a,
I see.
No.
a different, you know what I'm trying to
I see
say?
what you- I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
we
what
have
I'm trying to
another
say,
ordinance for
sorry.
Another drug. and then-
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, no,
No, I
Okay.
think
It's all
it's
of them.
all inclusive.
Okay.
yeah.
Looking to see how restrictive we can get.
That would be a lawyer question, I would assume.
Yeah.
Well, and these two drafts that will be coming to town meeting are the drafts as written by the attorneys at Bernstein Shire. And it was the controlled substance facilities ordinance that restricts it to no more than one facility.
Yeah, but it only takes one facility to
Right,
cause issues.
right.
And that's what my point was, is this says one facility and it was also called methadone clinics. Well, if they come in and say it's a different opioid
Did you put in?
clinic, is that count as a different, a second one, or is it a?
And the
No,
exchange could be
because they
so
do,
many miles from the methadone clinic? As an ordinance?
Ah, see where you're going.
You see where I'm going
I
there?
see where you're going.
But if there's one that's just 2 miles as the crow flies, why
We don't want one within
5
5
miles?
miles of that.
If you say 5 miles of the nearest methadone clinic,
I mean, it's kind of a
oh,
loophole.
yeah.
is that's not being,
It's primitive.
you just don't, you don't
Sorry,
need them
Sonia, I
that close
just had no
together.
time to do it.
So I think if we ride this out a little bit and see what's going on, we might be able to learn and add, 5 miles isn't bad, as long as we can get to those lines.
Or maybe they don't want them.
They're pushing them
That's
back
it,
out.
no one wants them.
I had to bring somebody down to clinic and whatever.
The problem is that's all.
One of the original drafts did
It's not
talk
gonna
about
be residents there.
a radius.
So it's gonna be next to the resident. I don't want it. Are you?
The original controlled substance ordinance did have, under the definitions,
Was it a
radius
controlled
shall be measured from the outer property line, but that got removed, so any,
So we couldn't say that they had to take this X amount of land, so they wouldn't be.
You can restrict the lot size, I would think, that's not being,
we
we
That
gotta
might be
have
a
5
code
acres or
enforcement,
10
right.
acres.
Yeah, so they can house them and have them tent there and.
Because, I mean, if you live in the country, you don't want it next to you either.
No.
So if you have, it has to
If
be
you-
on
you-
X amount of
exactly.
land size.
Maybe they gotta have a 50-acre parcel and they can put it in the middle.
I don't know if that's legal or not.
Those are good questions for the lawyer to see if you can restrict that way. And the other one I would consider is if the one goes in a business park where it looks like it's gonna because they got themselves in a mess, but, so many miles from the nearest one.
Ah,
10 miles from the nearest one.
that's.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you can't have a methadone clinic so far from a needle exchange and vice versa.
Right, right. You can't have
Certainly
one,
not.
it's more than.
It kind of cuts a gray area in each way, you know what I'm saying?
And
Well,
then is it by the
zoning
road
issue.
flies, or is it gonna be?
I would go air miles, yes. Yeah. That's how a lot of things are done from schools and churches and is,
I think that's what they did when they put that one there, is they measured.
Can you restrict it so many miles or whatnot from a residence?
And school,
I don't
right?
think so.
but we use schools, but we only do 3,000
Schools
feet.
and
It did, and they took it
But
out.
they took out the daycare, right?
They did.
Geez, don't
This temporary
Have
borders, so I mean,
Yeah.
One room
it's pretty
schoolhouse
much
out
what we can do.
of country.
Does that include public libraries?
I think because what they're gonna say is that if you restrict it too much, you're gonna have legal action, because under ADA, this group of people are protected.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say unfortunately,
No, I.
Quoted under that.
understand.
but they are a protected class. You can restrict it to a certain point. That's why they said
Something-
2,000 feet. You're not gonna be able to restrict it within 5 miles.
Something
You're gonna have to
But if-
restrict it within 5,000 feet, 10,000.
But if there's one here,
Mhm.
you should be able to get a radius away from that to a certain extent.
To a certain extent, but somebody will challenge it and you'll have a legal
Okay,
action.
let's not forget that we're not talking about,
I think, yeah.
we're not talking about Skid Row heroin addicts. We're talking about the middle-aged woman that had an accident, that has pain constantly, that they gave oxycodone to for years and then took it away from her, and she has no option but to do something else. Or she is addicted to it, and now she has to have something for that addiction. Okay, we forget that we've gone through a generation of where our medical companies have passed it out like candy and gotten a third of the population addicted to Oxycontin. And so now we're paying the price for that, and that is what we're talking about right now. It could be any one of us, or a half of us. I don't know, you know, and, because I know good people that are addicted, and they need that. They need this clinic. I'm not saying that
Can we tell them
I
that?
agree, but it could be the neighbor next door, it could be the teacher, it could be the president of the bank,
It
you know,
doesn't discriminate.
they need that. And we forget that it's not just a class of people, it's all of us now, because of what the pill companies did. So, and I don't say this to say that I'd like to see it here, but we get it in our heads that it's all heroin addicts, you know, Skid Row, but it's not.
So can we restrict it to, if it comes, and we start seeing people beside the road laying down in a ditch, and we've got to call, because it happens.
Oh,
Waterville
absolutely,
happens that quite
absolutely.
frequently. Can we restrict it to, if this, and this happens, people start camping out on lots here and there because they can't get their ride to it for the next day? If this happens, then review their license or contract or whatever
Annually.
each year, annually. And if they break those rules and those people are doing that,
I don't know, I think once those people leave the facility,
Right.
they don't have any control over it.
no. But my daughter-in-law's mother was one of the ones that got hit on that bridge in Waterville, and she got hurt. That woman was coming from a methadone clinic.
The responsible ones that you're talking about, more than likely will not be on the side of the street. They're gonna go get their stuff and leave.
That's what
They
I'm saying.
can, but they can go to their doctor as well. The ones that were going to be, when you hear methadone clinic or whatever, you're gonna get people from all around, possibly Waterville, Augusta, when they hear it, they're gonna be here. And they will be camping
And that
out.
is the truth, that's
Okay.
true. There's no ifs,
You
ands,
can
or buts
say that
about
they
that.
go to their doctor, but you know how much insurance costs? As you all know how much insurance costs. A lot of people still don't have insurance.
But what's the
And I'm
incentive to get off
I'm
this
not-
stuff if somebody's handing you the things?
I am not for this thing.
I understand
But,
that.
but it is my job to bring this up, to be the devil's advocate on this. We have to look at all sides of this. We have to.
I don't disagree with that, I'm just making the point also that you're gonna
Yeah.
have more of the ones that are dependent and want it because they can get it versus the responsible ones who are trying to get off it.
Right, well, I had people that worked for me that were good workers. They were on it, they were on methadone, whatever stuff it is. And they did it religiously, which kept them off the heroin. I don't know the difference, I don't know anything about it. But they were good people, but they needed that. And what about this woman? I don't know anything about this woman, she had just come from a clinic. Well, are there regulations that she shouldn't have been driving? I mean, there's a whole lot of, stories there that we don't know about. But it is a necessity. In our day and age, it is a necessity. I don't personally want to see it in our town. But we have to look at all sides of this as we just make this discussion. So,
And we can't say it can't come.
Right.
you can't say they can't come.
So I can't.
So,
You just have to try to.
so that doesn't explain anything except maybe bring a little bit of thought.
But when you talk about them coming from there and driving, how many are up there on drugs driving?
Under the
Same
definitions,
thing.
it does say, it defines what controlled substances mean, and it says schedules 2, 3, 4, or 5 drugs of the United States Code.
Do you know what they are? Is
I
that
don't.
listed?
I'd have to-
I don't
I'd have to-
That's why I didn't know, that's why I
Right.
asked.
Yeah, I'd have to go to the US code and look up those sections to see.
If possible. If there's one in Madison, there's one in Skowhegan, there's a couple in Waterville, there's one in Farmington, how many people are gonna be coming here?
I don't,
Okay,
The
who
reason
who are the people coming?
The reason Madison is putting one in is they were quoted that 150 of the people that go to the Waterville Clinic are Madison residents. Them people are awfully close to Anson. That was in the meeting, all 3 of them from Arcadia. That's their information. 150 patients are directly Madison residents.
And that's why they're going to Madison.
I was gonna hope they. But they're already going to Waterville.
Because there isn't one in Madison.
Right.
So, I mean, that,
but they're gonna be going to both, I think is your point. It isn't like restricted to just one. They go back and forth, they go make rounds.
I don't know anything about what they do.
Neither, I don't
The
know.
way I understood it from the guy that worked for me, he went, I don't know how often he went, but he went,
Once a week.
and it wasn't a making rounds. It was, he went, got it, and he worked.
Right, he's
Went,
being
got it, and he
responsible.
worked.
But
You
the
know,
ones that are going, making the rounds, they're not the responsible ones.
They're the ones
So they're gonna be doing methadone, or they're gonna be doing heroin?
And they're gonna sell it on the
And
streets.
they're gonna sell on the
So-
streets, they're gonna leave their stuff on the grounds.
I guess I would look into how close methadone clinics
I'm
can,
sorry, I can't.
how close methadone clinics can be together, if we can use a little restriction there. That to me sounds like the most viable
So
option we have.
does the state make a,
Can we use that as a restriction?
does the state? What she's thinking about.
You know, that,
And I'm not trying to make an argument about this at all, not at all.
and then lot size would be my next, if you can regulate how big a lot they have to do this. You gotta just find somebody who won't sell.
They have their own
Can
police,
we get some
their
information?
own private security to make sure the area is always constantly clear.
You know,
That would be
other
a good-
towns or organizations on how this stuff works and.
It's crazy.
Can we make an, put in the ordinance, they have to police their things so that there's nobody
Yeah.
sleeping there?
Private
I don't think we
security,
have enough information, I'm sorry, go ahead.
like private security, that would police their own area, make sure
Well,
everything's
they probably
cleared
have
up.
something in the clinic, but as far as outside the clinic, I don't then once you get back into public, there's nothing they can do about it. I wouldn't imagine.
Well, I mean, if you get overserved at a bar, the bar is liable.
You can't be drunk in public.
Yeah, but you're talking, this is medical. So, and then you have to worry about HIPAA, you have to worry about all kinds of stuff. American disabilities, so that's, we don't, I don't have enough information. I mean, it's not my decision, it's your decision. But it's our job to bring you the best way to do this and see what we can do. So right now, I don't think we have enough information to make this decision. You know, a little more information on how it's controlled, how often people can go, is there a problem with people laying on the side of the road? Or the accident rates, are they supposed to be driving afterwards, you know? Are we gonna have to ask the sheriff's department to patrol more stuff? So, diligent.
I think they were trying to
Drug
look up,
classes.
yeah.
Cough medicine.
Cough medicine.
Like, schedule 3 drugs?
I think it's pretty inclusive, from what I'm
They
seeing.
said what, 2, 3,
2,
and
3,
4 or
4,
something?
and 5.
Yeah.
It pretty much covers anything from the heroin all the way down through to cough medicine. That if it's got any
So-
drugs in it.
And Schedule 1 includes marijuana, and that is out, and I think in part because we already have a marijuana ordinance.
So what do these clinics do? I mean, if they are all inclusive on drugs, what are they doing? I mean, they're not just giving out methadone.
No, they've given out a lot.
Yeah, bigger.
They're all covered in an umbrella, in fact, every drug.
Yeah,
They're medical,
all the way down to
they
drug
cover
store.
everything.
And then
You know,
that's
Wait a minute, I'm looking it up. Methadone clinics, opioid programs, specialize in treating opioid addiction, heroin, fentanyl, through a comprehensive medically supervised approach. They are designed to help patients stabilize their lives by stopping the cycle of addiction, reducing withdrawal symptoms, and curbing cravings. So
It's a weaning process.
It's a weaning.
they wean them off it.
Well, they don't wean them off it.
They
because
don't.
it becomes an
They
addiction.
just
I never wean them, but
It becomes an addiction,
they wean them.
and they
So
plan on
they don't
that.
have to have as much.
Yeah, I know I'm on video and I don't care,
Here's what methadone clinics do.
because I don't agree with it, but there are other ways.
They administer medication assistance treatments,
What
daily
other,
supervised dosing, medical evaluation and assessment, provide counseling and therapy, urine testing and monitoring, transition to take-home doses, and comprehensive care. Methadone treatment is highly regulated by the federal and state authorities to ensure safety.
so it is under, each person is under a state or federal database, so that they're only
Yeah.
getting it,
Well,
it's not gee, I went yesterday, I'm gonna go today too.
And they have to,
Although, I went to Madison today, I'm gonna go to Waterville tomorrow,
No, I don't believe so.
because I can't even get sinus medicine more than once a month,
I
for
know.
goodness sake. I have to go to the pharmacy to get stupid sinus medicine because there's one drug in it. I might make some meth out of, which I don't know how to make meth.
Well, they might run the privilege of taking home medication, which will wean them off from the clinic. But while they're coming to the clinic, then they have to follow these.
It's all monitored, the whole thing. the whole
It's all monitored. How strict it is, you know, just like anything.
Good.
But that's what the methadone clinic does.
But you added, but it adds other classifications of drugs, so what do they do for those drugs?
Well, I think that's all in the program. like if you go in and you say, well, I'm addicted to cough medicine, I can't get off it, I'm drinking
So
it.
what are they gonna give me?
So that they design, well, I'm not a nurse or a doctor, I'm not gonna
I
design the
guarantee you,
program.
cough syrup would have, like codeine in it,
Codeine in it.
which is an opium.
I understand that.
That's what
Yeah.
it all goes back to the same.
So they're trained to deal with this, I'm not, so I can't give you that answer. But that's
Well,
what they do.
It was kind of a rhetorical question.
It's crazy.
Maybe you should go and say, I'm addicted.
Find out what the
I questioned the science medicine I was taking.
I don't take any, I can ask you to tell them all.
I'm from the same,
I don't take anything.
most of them don't.
And I don't know.
So you're talking about, to get back to the classifications, you're talking about, though it may be cough medicine, but because of codeine.
Right.
It's under the same, it's under.
Well, they have to put in the because of the cost.
Yeah. They have the different classifications.
Because it has an opiate in it.
Right.
So it has to put, okay,
Well,
so
because
that's,
it's an
all right,
opiate.
so that helps with the explanation of what I needed. I mean, if you just
Sorry, I
go
was just sitting.
for cough medicine, well, you're probably the most qualified to answer the question.
I was looking them up and where they are. It all goes back to the main hub is the opiate.
The opiate.
Oh, yes.
Just different levels of strength.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, when I was a kid, they put it in Paragard. You could buy it over the counter.
But anyway, so you have all the questions, Mr. Holmes?
I think so. So how close from another clinic can we mandate the lot size? And, or can we determine or set a radius from a center point that they can't be within a certain radius? So those are the three questions to ask to see if we can add them to section 4 restrictions in the controlled substance. And then section 4 again under the needle exchange.
Yeah.
So we send it back to.
Yeah, I'll send it back out to the attorney that drafted it and let her know we had our public hearing. These are the additional questions and what can we do about this and have answers for you for town meeting at this point.
So does our code enforcement about this?
So that sounds to me like we're going to vote on this at town meeting regardless?
Well, it's on the town meeting warrant, so it'll be either voted up or down.
And if we vote it down, we can continue on it.
Correct, definitely
Okay.
continue.
All right, I don't
Have to
want
have
We have to have one.
But the goal is gonna be to try to get it.
ironed out
It's,
before.
right, ironed out ahead of time, but time is starting to run out, so, but we'll do the best we
So
can.
we may
I
have
just
to
don't
take
wanna
one of these there.
Prematurely vote on it and get
Stuck
something that we
with.
could have,
Yeah, no, I
made a few
get
more restrictions.
Right, we're gonna have to vote on
Legally.
something,
it. Right,
but we can vote it down.
Set up these, or is it actually setting, is it just having these to set up ordinances for these? How's it written in the warrant?
shall an ordinance title blah, blah, blah be enacted? So you either vote it up or you vote it down. Yeah.
So it doesn't. Too ridiculous.
So how's it written?
Shall an ordinance entitled blah, 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 like controlled substance facilities ordinance be enacted? Question mark. So either you enact it or you don't.
So we're not putting out the specific ordinance then?
We are, yes, the specific ordinance will go with the town meeting warrant postings. By law, it has to, so everywhere the town meeting warrant is posted, these draft ordinances will be too, once they're in their final form. And the purpose of having the public hearings is to try to hash out the language, but I'll probably make sure we have some of these available at town meeting to pick up, so that people can look it over. And, you know, thankfully, they're short, they're only, you know, a couple pages, so, people can read through them pretty quickly and.
So it's Article 29 and 30, everybody's gotta be paying attention that they don't go, let's group this together and, yeah.
So we can't put it out as a general ordinance that we're gonna do this ordinance without the specific.
They need to
Congress
know
does it
what
all the time, what are you talking about? Come on, if they do it, why can't we?
Wait
Wait a minute.
Do what I say, not
They
what I
do it all the
do.
time. This is the law we're putting out, and by the way, we're gonna fill it in afterwards.
Yeah.
They do it all the time.
We can't do that. People need to know what they're voting.
We're not high on the ladder.
No.
People need to know what they're voting. The comments I wanna make. Actually, I can't.
Yeah, well,
Okay. So when it comes down to it, if you don't like the wording, then vote it down.
We'll have to work on it all.
We'll have to work on it
The
again.
needle.
We have one more meeting?
We do.
One
So
more
there
meeting.
may be an opportunity to rehash this,
Hopefully we'll have. the,
yeah, at our February 27th
Yeah,
meeting.
so let's make it, put it on the agenda and make a public meeting.
Let's see. Yeah, well, we would be fine, because legally we gotta, post the town meeting.
Good job.
Good job, there we go. So on the 24th. Yeah. Our next meeting is 10 days before town meeting, so we're good. It is on.
So we have one more meeting, which we will schedule a public meeting for, a public hearing for.
Yeah, it shouldn't take that long to get results. And once I do, if we're allowed to change it, we'll put that on the website, and I'll go on to the Community Matters page there, just say, look at website for changes to proposed ordinances. So that way you guys can look anywhere. And then we can discuss it at the next meeting.
Is that?
All set?
Good. Number 3, review and approve the minutes of January 27th.
Make a motion to review and approve the minutes of January 27th, 2026.
second.
We have a motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0. Review and approve treasurer's warrant, number 10 through number 14.
Yep, so let's see. Warrant number 10 was an AP warrant for $1,042.50. Warrant number 11 was a payroll warrant for $11,054.62. Warrant number 12 was a payroll warrant for $8,774.07. Warrant number 13 is a sewer AP warrant for $4,547.12. And warrant number 14 is the town AP warrant for $310,131.26. A huge warrant. I know, big one.
310,000 what?
310,131.26.
Thank you.
That one obviously has the school on it, that's the biggest payment.
Make a motion to review and approve the treasurer's warrants 10 through 14.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0. Department heads, road commissioner.
We're not gonna do the five,
What?
number 5.
Number 5, review and approve. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you've got the town meeting warrant.
Yes, I'm sorry, number 5. review and approve the 26th annual town meeting warrant.
I did have all the drafts for you to sign as well, but we'll hold off on that. But if you're all set with the annual town meeting, I would like you to approve it tonight and sign it. The only thing that I've added is that financial statement on the general obligation bond. I had just had a placeholder in it. I gave you guys the language of that article. I've now put that in, I've signed it as I was told by legal counsel. So this warrant is good to go.
Make a motion to approve, we reviewed it, and approve the 2026 annual town meeting warrant.
Scheduled for,
March 7th, right?
yes.
We have a motion, we have a second, any further discussion? All set? Good. All approved? All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
So I'm gonna send the warrant around for you guys to, go over and sign. Yeah.
Now we have.
Everything's going pretty good. Been up with the greatest, not every day, pretty every day. We're setting snowbanks back and getting some of the ice cut off the dirt roads where it's not extremely hard. So, everything's, like I said, everything's going good, pump hours are going down where they should be. I don't like that.
Well, board.
Nope.
Any questions?
You, put out the paving for bid, right?
Yes, yep. Yeah, we did.
It'll be due back before town meeting, so that will have.
I put on it that I wanted it back by the 23rd.
Yeah.
So the
Oh,
next selectmen's meeting, we should have it.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, awesome, good. Chief?
Yeah, so been a little busy season here, the last few weeks. We had church fire in Portland that we helped Portland out with. It was a super cold night. That led up to the next fire we went to on 4 Winter Street, and come to find out we had a little bit of damage to engine 83. Some of the gauges possibly gotten froze in the process. We found that out on that fire up in North Anson. And one of the drains in the bottom of the truck wasn't closing all the way, and we fought with that. Daryl fought with that for a little bit, and it finally got shut. But we made a list of stuff that went wrong with the truck, but we was able to operate it, so IPS is going to come out and take a look at it and try to get that fixed. Everybody's happy, we now have heat up at the North Station.
What?
Yeah, so mechanical services came, and they went back and checked some things, like the heater in the bathroom was turned off, and otherwise than that, the reason why the heater in where the compressor is, the thermostat is right above where the heat comes out, so the thermostat's reading, it's hot in there all the time, so it never turns on. So we need to move the thermostat. The floor heat itself, Christian was there with me when he was up there, and we talked to the guy, and what he did was he set the outside sensors to drop the ambient temperature down, so the heat would, the furnace is still gonna run all the time, but it's bringing the floors, and we bumped the floor heat up. So Now we have floor heat, and it's very nice in there. So we were talking to him and trying to get to dumb the system down a little bit so it doesn't constantly run and want to circulate. So he said we could make a program where we could go in and make it so the furnace runs and circulates water during super cold months. And what we could do is actually turn the system pretty much off during the summer months and not have it running to help save on propane. And there's probably some other things he said he could probably manipulate to get it not so it runs constantly. But we do have heat now.
It's actually really nice.
So on the high jets that's in the corners, that's supposed to help succumb the coldness when we first open up the doors. Christian seems to think when mechanical services was calling for them to make them come on, the relays were red and it says they were running, but they weren't running. So Christian seems to think when we unhooked the propane tank to move it, and they turned the propane back on, those two high jets didn't get bled out. So Christian's gonna try to get up in there and make sure they're bled out and try to fire them up. In the process of the mechanical services, one circulator pump, when it was plumbed wrong, which was what we call deadheaded, the water was there and it was never circulating, but it was circulating, but the water wasn't going anywhere. He thinks maybe that might have some issues with it, so we're gonna replace that, maybe that will help with some things too. Bob's Cash Fuel's been there, they serviced everything, so those have been all maintained, everything looks good with those. Otherwise than that, we're just trying to overcome the cold temperatures and all the structure fires that's been happening lately, so. Fire marshal was called to the one up in the North Village, because they're assuming they investigated and it looks like something was left on the stove with the burner left on. They had some dogs that like to get up on the stove when they're left alone for too long and they want to get into mischief, and it looks like they turned the knob on and got hot, whatever was on top of the burners, and that's what actually started it. And so they lost 3 cats and 2 dogs. The house was a complete loss, they had no insurance. In New Portland, that was just a hard one to fight just because of cold temperatures and the distance to truck water back and forth, so.
So the damage to the truck, did that happen in Portland and you discovered it?
That's what we're thinking.
That truck never went to the Portland, that truck never left the station.
83 didn't?
Nope. So, I don't know where you got your information, but
I
that truck,
thought you said 83 was up 84.
84 went, we hauled water.
Okay.
But there's 4 gauges that the needles are broke off. I can't say, it did not freeze on the fire Saturday, but they just were falling off.
I just assumed 83 because you was sitting on 83 and you was telling the gauges. I didn't realize it was 84.
Yeah, 84 went, we hauled water with it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we didn't haul water.
Yeah.
But anyways.
My apologies, that's my fault. He was telling me the story when he was staying on 83 and I just assumed it was that truck. But anyway, the gauges are busted, so that truck's gonna get looked at as well.
Awesome.
Is the generator hooked up there too, chief, already?
Up to the north?
No. How
No,
about
he
the
just
south?
started, he's just still getting all the stuff in. I think he's gonna try to wait till spring and go that route instead of trying to do it in the middle of winter, so,
When we need it in the middle of it.
yeah.
How about the south? Is the south already on? Is there one working in the south?
The one up the south is working, yeah.
You had issues with it?
Yeah, we keep getting a low coolant alarm on it, and I called Central Maine they're out of Herman, Bucket Systems, and I asked them to come work on it, and they said they'd be more than happy to come take a look at it and service it. She was telling me that there was a bunch of those, that this particular mechanic that we're gonna be getting had the same issue with some of the ones they installed, so he has a pretty good idea what it might be. So hopefully we can get it, figured out.
They've been maintaining a regular schedule.
We're gonna set one up for them, because they wanted to, actually, they're coming next Tuesday. They wanna get right on it and see what it is, because I told them we've had problems with it since day one.
Who'd you reach out to?
Out of Herman, I had it written down, it's called CMD,
CND?
Power Services.
Okay.
I made Kim aware that we'll have to get a W-9 from them and send up a vendor with them as well, so.
Any other questions from Chief? Brendan?
I'm right with her. It's been crazy. It's crazy cold, but everybody's doing well. I guess we're mainers. And I'm trying to get that paper for Carrie for the list, so that we'll have
Check in,
it.
check out.
Check in and check out, okay? And I called Sarah today because I wanted to make sure what we really needed on it. And she wasn't in today. Yeah,
Cold is terrible.
cold is bad.
They tell you it's gonna be 0 and you got the 15 below every night, you know. It warms up quick, but still,
It's cold.
it's ridiculous. Cold is terrible. Good. Nancy?
I wanted to let you know that we got the signed fire contract back from Town of Emden. The board didn't have any questions other than Chuck Taylor had called me. They spent more than they appropriated last year and wanted to know why. And I told them that we had changed the payment cycle to collect it all in one calendar year and not flow over into 2 months into the next. So he understood that and thanked me. So we're good to go. And I did mention to Chuck that additional paragraph that if they want to opt out, to let us know by October 1st annually. So, and Emden was fine with that. They're happy with Anson services, so they're not looking to change their fire
I thought we had
protection.
already discussed that, about changing the payment schedule before we changed it.
I thought we did last year, because Arnold was the one that suggested that. But whether they forgot about it, I don't know, but Chuck reached out, and he called me the day of the meeting, and he's like, I got a meeting today, and I need these answers. I did get an email from, where is it? I had an email from Linwood Cowan. The Abenaki Snow Rider Snowmobile Club is requesting our acknowledgement of their intentions to hold their annual Toll Bridge fundraiser on Sunday, February 22nd from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on the Madison-Anson Bridge. It primarily helps to support the operation and maintenance of their clubhouse, grooming equipment, and trails. We ask that you would please inform your fire, ambulance, and highway department of our intention. I had seen Artie and Stacy earlier today, and I mentioned that to them, and wanted to know if they needed town approval. Because it's the bridge and that's a state road, they thought that they would need state approval. So I can reach out and let them know that I've notified everybody and asked if they receive state approval to proceed, and unless you tell me otherwise.
No, there's all kinds of organizations that do it without asking.
Okay.
I don't know if we've ever been asked before.
Yeah. Well, that was nice, that they wanted to let us know what was coming ahead.
I imagine Madison knows about it too, huh?
I'm assuming that they reached out to the town of Madison as well.
What's it date on
It is February 22nd, that's a Sunday, from 8 to 4. But when I reply, I'll just encourage them to contact Madison if they haven't already done so. We'll just leave it at that. The dedication of the town report, I was wondering if we could do that at town meeting, maybe before we, start going through the warrant articles and whatnot. Kim can open the meeting, swear in the moderator, and then maybe I can do a presentation. The other thought was to do it at the next board meeting, but I don't know for sure if we'll have the town reports in by that Tuesday. And plus there's more people at town meeting. I'll let her know, she thought that there might be family that might want to come, so. We'll plan to do that at town meeting then. From the foreclosure notices that I had you send, that sign at the last meeting, I sent them out. There was one gentleman, Riley Merrill, who has property on Emden Pond Road. He got the certified letter, didn't realize that he was that delinquent, and came in with cash and paid all 3 years. So I would like you to authorize a municipal quitclaim deed to Riley Merrill for his property at 31 Emden Pond Road. If you would please make a motion.
I make a motion that we sign the claim deed for Riley Mineral for 31 Engine Pond Road.
Second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? So moved, 4-0.
And then there were 3 other letters that I didn't have you sign because I didn't have a good address for them. And actually there's 4, there's still one that she's deceased and she's from out of state, and I don't know. I'm still working on that one, but these other 3, Heather Hilton Trask, she is now up in Washington, Maine, and then I found the heirs of Donna Baker down in Skowhegan, so I thought we can send that one, and then I found out where Karen Mattingly is currently residing, so I have 3 more letters of taxes from the 2023 tax lien foreclosed. So I got maybe the date on these, so I'd like you to sign them and then I can send those out. And again, like I did with the first batch, I'm gonna send them by certified mail and by regular mail. So that they know that this serves as their 90-day notice that if they don't do something, then we're going to hire a realtor and sell their property. And then lastly, I wanted to let you know that I received today the short report for the 2025 audit. So I looked it over. I have one question for the auditor, so I'm not really prepared to sign off on it quite yet. Unfortunately, it didn't make it in time for the town report. The short report for the 24 audit will be in the town report. And I think these, I'll just put it up on the website, and then I'll have some handouts so that anyone that wants to see the draft for, or the short report for the 25 audit you know, can review those finances as well. So, the audit went really good for 25. It was quick.
You said except for one question you had.
What was the question you had on the audit?
Oh, the question that I had on the audit was, they showed, that, the fire department had a balance of $39,428 at the end of the year. And, that, in our special revenue fund that the auditor set up for me for the HUD grant, it showed that we had overspent on building the new fire station in the amount of $39,000 and some change. So it's still showing as the overage, and what the auditor told me to do was, if there was money in the fire department budget this year to take the overage from HUD out of that. I talked with Stacy, she approved it, that left under $500 in your budget, not $39,000. So I just gotta ask about that because I did do a journal entry to expense that overage from special revenues back to the general fund, and I'm not seeing it. That was my one question for the audit.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
That's all I
Any
have.
questions? Awesome. Selectmen's concerns.
No, I just want to say the road commissioner, the roads are in good shape.
Yeah.
Good shape.
It's starting to get pretty rough though.
Well, I know.
Grade them out a little later on.
We did get some bump signs up.
No, but all the banks are back really nice this year.
Yeah.
We still have no few trucks on the house back. Yeah.
No, signs are up.
No, I know. That's why I'm getting tractor trailers going through.
Tractor trailers. Do you got a name on the door?
Maybe my cameras do, but
Well, if you can get a name on the door, I'll look it up.
I've met one before, actually. I thought it was odd, but.
yeah, there's been a number of them.
Yeah.
There is one that goes up through there, but it's a safety concern, and I haven't said anything, ain't gonna. Because where he has to back in his driveway, if he goes the other direction, which would be on 234, well, chances are it's gonna be an accident.
Okay.
Because he's backing in on the blind side, so he comes up over there empty, and he backs down by 10 millimeters.
Yeah.
He backs down in on his driver's side, so. If I tell him he can't, then he's gotta turn around on the blind side of the corner, at Rick's corner, and
Not a good idea.
nope. And I know it's probably not our problem, but, I mean, if it's a big blue trailer truck, if it's that one, then that's where it's going.
I'll try to.
Yeah, but if it's a log truck or something like that, well, I don't
There's
have,
been a number of them doing up to it,
yeah.
I should have reported too that I submitted that general obligation bond. It was due by February 4th. And, I did get an acknowledgement back that they thought the application looked thorough and complete, and so I think we're in good shape for our bond, should the voters approve it.
Public session.
So the building of the fire station was over by just 39,000.
Yeah, we spent $1,539,000.
Do we have any breakdown of what the overage was? Or ideas, or just curious?
I can probably provide a list of all the expenditures that went into it. I can talk to Kim. I don't know about pulling the invoices that.
No, if you had an idea what,
Yeah.
What areas, I guess, it went into?
or
that I can't, I don't know. I know that, well, I think it's been a while since I've looked at those bills.
Sounds like the
But
movement of the
there were a
wires.
couple of change orders, I think, along the way with,
It was change orders, and I think it
and,
might have had something to do with moving the wires also, because I thought she tried to run that through that.
You mentioned at a meeting probably a few months ago now, something about a $50,000 administration fee or something. What was that all about? What was the administration fee? You had mentioned it when you said you were having trouble logging into with Tammy's information, even though they gave you a new password and everything. It was that same meeting, but I can't remember. Yeah, it was a while ago.
yeah. The only thing that I can think of, but I don't think it was that amount, was moving the telephone poles.
No,
And we cut a
50.
check.
That's okay. How do we go about getting the breakdown of what was spent for that whole? Because I don't know what you need done.
It was.
I think our whole department would like to see it, actually.
Okay, all right, we'll pull it. It's gonna take a little bit because
That's
we've moved
fine.
accounts around.
Yeah.
So I've gotta go back into the original setup and, try to print you some lists, but yeah, I'll get that. so
What was
you
the
can see.
total that we did spend?
I believe it was 1,539,000 and some change.
Whatever the change was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what you said, okay.
I think some of that, it's not, probably weren't all the costs, but I think they had to go out and buy more steel siding as well.
Oh.
Seems where a whole bunch of it went missing one night.
Oh, yeah.
Should have been under insurance.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't
That's the
know.
first I
But yeah,
heard.
I'll give you that breakdown.
That's why it's two-toned from the mezzanine, we call it. It's a kind of a different color gray, because they went over here or somewhere and picked it up. They couldn't get the same color on the first big batch they ordered.
That should have been under their insurance.
No, I don't
I
know,
would think.
unless until I see the invoice, I mean.
Yeah, right.
I'll
But,
get it.
to go over that small amount on that large amount, that, I think would be good.
That's not bad, yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, I guess it's my department related, but the water problems in the station, what are we going to do about that?
The water.
Yeah, filling all the plumbing over on the wall that
Yeah,
leaks,
you did
like,
mention it, yeah. Because they never come back and replace the valve, they said there was nothing wrong with it. I thought Daryl had a brilliant idea, and we just dumb that down to
just what we need.
just what we need, because it's way too sophisticated what we use all that for. And it would
It's
do it.
It's leaking in probably 3 or 4 different places now and all that plumbing.
About concrete?
Yeah.
It's above the concrete, yes.
It's where we fill the trucks and stuff up and have, it's
That's
just,
that one right beside of the door.
Because I didn't sign it. Well, we did. Not that it was shut down.
I guess. You guys know better than we do.
It's
Better than
just-
I do.
I meant to ask last thing, I forgot.
I mean, is it something we should go back to them for, or?
It was brought to them before the warranty was up, so I,
yeah, and they said they came and they said there was nothing wrong with it, so. We
Well,
just
if
like,
it's leak, can we get some pictures of it?
I can,
Okay,
we can let it leak, I mean, but we try not to let the floor get wet. and
Just long enough, get some pictures.
Oh, that's
they
easy.
said they sent the plumber up, they were supposed to call me, so I could call either myself, who's gonna be there, or Jeremy. And the plumber showed up, they never called, and eventually I got a call back an hour or so later, and said there's nothing wrong with it. So,
So, call me in,
doing my best.
too much money to be
I agree with you.
spending the problem still.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, come on.
Huh?
They are supposed to be professionals, they were one of the best. So, they were, all set? Okay, number 9, executive session, to discuss confidential records.
And, the executive session attendee is not here, so there's no reason to go into executive session. The applicant said they would come because they wanted to be here for the public hearing. I don't see one. So let's see, yes, there's a phone number. Can you give them a phone?
The hearing. I got it. Yes.
Stacy, could you,
Somebody go to the license store.
Yes, Jeremy did. He bought 2 squirt bottles and he tried to buy batteries because we need double